Well, hello, my beautiful friends. Welcome back. This is your energy forecast video for February, the beginning of February until mid-February. So let's dive in because we have a lot to unpack for this month. Lots to talk about. Real quick, last month in January, at the beginning of the year, I did a 12-month angel guidance reading for every month going forward for this year. I pulled a card. So this month, our card is for February is the surrender card. And just wanted to, give you a little bit of a refresher what we had talked about. And if you didn't see that video, you can go back and watch it. It was posted, I believe, January 1st. So it should be pinned at the top of the page and also on YouTube. It should be in the videos. But this card is just a reminder for this month just to focus on surrendering and letting go. I'm going to talk about more what's going on, but I just wanted to remind you of this. The card says, "All is well. I surrender to my inner guidance." Okay, so that's the focus for the overall energy that your guides and your angels want you to know to focus on for this month. And that was from the Soul Coaching deck. Love this deck. All right. So before I get into the cards, what I'm going to do is pull from several different decks. I will pull some cards for you. I'm going to do a tarot reading, and then I'm going to pull a card from the Sword of Light Oracle. And then I'm going to pull a card from the Romance Angels since we are in the month of February. And this is the month of love. So before I got on here, I did yoga and actually I had some messages come through for you that I'm going to share with you here in a minute. As we are moving into February, last month in January 29th, we had a new moon. Okay. And it was also the beginning of the Chinese New Year. So when we started the beginning of the year on January 1st, it actually, maybe for some of you, it hasn't really felt like anything's been moving. It's felt kind of stagnant and stuck. And so now, since we have this new year, Chinese New Year that started on January 29th, and with our new moon that started January 29th, things are going to start to shift and you're going to feel like more of an openness type of a feeling. The other thing that we have too, the beginning of February is, which just happened, February 4th, is Jupiter is now out of retrograde. So that's another thing that is going to really make you feel this more open, feeling and expansion. So that's what Jupiter does. Jupiter is more, it's an expansion planet and it's also the planet of good luck. So you may start to see good luck coming into your life and seeing some major shifts happening where it's like you felt stuck and you haven't been able to make any progress or there wasn't any movement forward. You're going to start to now really feel movement, which is good. Like now's the time for movement and change and being productive, where maybe from the beginning of the year you really haven't felt that because we've been stuck. There's been planets that have been creating that feeling for all of us. So now things will start to move, and we're going to see with the cards, too, what you can expect for the next couple of weeks. But I did want to just cover these things real quick. And then February 12th, we have a full moon. So full moons are about introspection, going within, deep insights. So you may have more intuition at that time. You may feel like you have some more understandings of things that maybe you haven't in the past. And it's kind of like you're going to be requiring yourself to do a deep dive. So you may feel that you want to go within. You also, what I'm being told to tell you, something that I heard when I was doing yoga and I was receiving messages for you, is this February month being the month of love is what I want to call it. I know that's my word for the year is love, love, love. So I'm sending so much love out to all of you. But this month, February 14th, Valentine's Day, if you celebrate, if you don't, that's okay. This month, what I'm bringing in and what your guides and angels want you to know is to focus more on love, love for yourself and love for others. What I heard was this is the month to give and receive. So you're going to feel this energy of reciprocation is what I heard, reciprocating energy, giving, but having this be back and forth energy. So allow yourself to open up again, to trust is what I'm hearing to tell you, to trust, to listen to your inner guidance and to follow that. And I'm hearing if you do that, it's going to be very successful. So it's really important for you to take any guided action that you are feeling like you need to take. And that could be in connection with relationships, but it can also be just within yourself. If there's something that needs to get done or that you need to do or to take care of, go ahead and do that. If you feel like you need to have more rest, rest. You will know yourself, but it's really a time for listening to your inner guidance. And then the other thing I heard, this is the month to give and receive, balance and exchange. So balancing of energy and exchanging. Again, reciprocating energy back and forth and open communication. Okay, so also there will be some, or there may be some more communication with your loved ones, with friends, with family, with people from work. Um, there's just going to be more, I feel like you will have the opportunity to have open communication where you may be heard. Okay, so maybe in the past you didn't feel like you were being heard, and now it's opening up so that you are going to be heard. And I'm hearing even for yourself to be able to communicate it or for you to speak up for yourself is very powerful this month. The other thing I heard was gifts of love. So you may be giving gifts of love to somebody or you may be receiving gifts of love. Either way, allow yourself to be open to receiving. Okay. All right. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get started and we will jump into the cards. And if you don't already, follow me on Facebook and on Instagram and on YouTube. I post these readings on there as well. All right, so we're going to check and see what is for everybody's highest and greatest good to know right now. We're going to ask your angels and your guides to bring forward what are the messages for everybody for their highest and greatest good for the next couple of weeks. Angels, guides, and loved ones that are 100% pure white light and unconditional love. Please show me the messages that everybody needs to see for the next couple of weeks. Okay. Wow. Holy moly. Interesting. Okay. So the two cards that fell out of the deck, I love this deck, by the way. I said this earlier, but this is the Light Seers deck. It's so good. The first two cards are the Six of Cups. Okay, so the Six of Cups are about reminiscing from the past, memories, experiences, and then the Chariot card. The Chariot card is about overcoming obstacles. It is connected with Cancer sign. It is one of the major arcana cards connected with Cancer. So if you are a Cancer, then this card is very significant for you. But the Six of Cups is about nostalgia. It's about things from our past, memories and experiences, really tuning into the energy of things that maybe we want to recreate or we want to go back to that energy. This can be past relationships, people coming forward from your past. So you may have been experiencing that or having that happen recently, or somebody from your past may be coming forward. The Six of Cups is really a beautiful energy. There's so much love connected with this, and it can also represent like soulmate energy as well. So regardless, soulmates can be, which is interesting, there's dogs on there too. This can be connected with pets and animals. Maybe, you are thinking about your pets or missing your pets that have passed away. That for whatever reason that's coming through with that card. It doesn't usually come through. So that may have a significant message for you. But there are things that you are missing or wanting to bring into your life right now, bring in more happiness, bring in more joy, bring in more of that energy from past experiences that you have had. But with the Chariot card next to it, it's telling you that you will be able to do that. So that's a very interesting combination, that something you are working on creating or bringing in more family-oriented energy, really bringing in more love, bringing in the energy of connection, bringing in the energy of, I'm hearing comfort and even companionship, companionship. This Chariot card is all about achieving your goals and not giving up. It's about going after what you want, going after what you would like to have in your life and not giving up. Okay. And if you notice too, and I've talked about this before with the black horse and the white horse, um, these two, are polar opposites, but they're working together in tandem. And the person up here is guiding these two horses. It's the light and darkness within all of us. And this person up here, which represents you, is needing to take charge of the light and the dark within you and to navigate that in your life, to take it in a direction of where you want to go and not let your ego take over, right? Not let fear take over, and letting love guide. That's what that card represents. Okay. And that's what you're doing. And that's what I'm being shown. You are taking that energy, those two cards, and you are bringing that into your present reality right now. And that energy is going to be showing up for you within the next few weeks if it hasn't already. In the center position, we have the 10 of Pentacles. The 10 of Pentacles is about happy family, which is what those three cards were leading you to, or those two cards before this. You have your Six of Cups and the Chariot card, and they are leading you directly into this 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles is all about wish fulfillment of a happy family, bringing forward what it is that you really want. It's all the love. It's all of the financial abundance. It is all of the things that you have been working so hard to achieve. You are making progress, and that is coming to fruition. And that is in the center position. So that's like in your alignment for right now. Then we have moving forward into the future position, but right next to the Pentacle, 10 of Pentacles, is the Star card. And this is about hope. This is about inspiration. This is about following your dream, right? Your North Star. There's a star on here. This is the Star card. This is about following your true north and trusting and believing in yourself to make your wishes and your dreams come true. This represents that energy of being available to you now. You can have your wishes and your dreams come true around what you are trying to create, the 10 of Pentacles, your happy family, and bringing in more financial stability and more abundance and more love into your life, which is so interesting. This is coming up for the month of love for February. So I love that. Oh yeah, and that's interesting too, because the sign of Aquarius, right? This is the star card. This is connected with the sign of Aquarius. Okay, and so I'm going to move forward, and the next card is the Judgment card. So what I'm seeing here with these cards, right, is you are working on trying to create and bring more stability, bring more foundation into your life. And the Judgment card is letting you know that there is some kind of judgment that is coming forward, which means that there is some type of karmic energy that is going to be coming forward in your favor to help you to align with what you want. So some type of destiny, basically. And the destiny is on your side. Destiny is aligning you with these things, your desires, the things that you want to create. Judgment is about the karma, and the things that you have put out into the universe is going to come back to you. So that is connected. Well, let me back up. karma is something, right, that we all create based on our actions, based on the things that we do, based on the things that we put out into the universe. And if we're putting out good energy, that energy will be returned and reciprocated to us. Now, we don't always see it happening, okay? But the universe will make sure that it does. So sometimes we'll do something and we'll be really nice to somebody, right? And then that's not reciprocated and we're like, well, that how did that turn out to be karma? There are lessons that are needing to be learned on both sides when something like that happens. And this is talking about something coming back around potentially to be healed. So maybe you had a conversation, with a somebody in your life, maybe a family member, right? Maybe a mother or a father, and it didn't go the way that you wanted it to, or there was some misunderstanding. This is representing that there's going to be some shift in that, or you may see a shift in that karma is at play here, and that things are going to work out on both sides. So you can kind of let go. You don't have to worry about making it necessarily. Sometimes we do. Sometimes we have to reach out and we have to say, hey, you know what? I apologize for my side of the thing. What I did, I apologize and I want to make it better, right? And then sometimes there, if you do that, you may not get the response or the reaction that you were looking for. You can let go, because as long as you are taking care of your side of things and you've done what you feel like is the right thing to do, the universe is going to take care of their stuff. You don't have to worry about their stuff. Sometimes they're going to be like, yeah, you know what? I'm sorry too, and you're both going to be able to work together. And then other times, the person that you had the disagreement with, they're not going to see your side, and it's okay. You can lovingly detach and know that you did your part, right? You stood up, you said what you needed to say, or you apologized, or whatever it was. That's what this represents. So something in your life is coming or back around to be healed. That star card represents healing, and it represents things being put back in balance. And again, you may not necessarily receive what it is that you're looking for from the other person, because sometimes people can't always own up, or they don't want to um, acknowledge their part. And if that's the case, it's okay. You just have to do what you feel is right to do in this situation. And the universe is going to reward that, is what this is about. So that's where Jupiter comes in, right? We're out of retrograde. This is about expansion and good luck and putting good energy out into the universe, making things right. And that's why you're going to feel like, yes, this is the time to do that. Now, the overall cards that I pulled are the Tower card. This is where things are going to change big time for you in a major way. Something in your life is really going to shift. And what I'm seeing in the cards, it's in a very positive direction. So you don't have to be worried about something, bad happening. This is a very profound and powerful shift in your life that is destined. It's like karma. I keep being shown the wheel. Um, the wheel in tarot can represent the wheel of fortune, but it's also about cycles. So there's some type of cycle that you have gone through that is at the end, and you are going to be recreating something out of what was, I'm hearing, out of what looked like nothing. So there's going to be some type of rebirth, regeneration, healing, renewal that is going to take place because of this tower. This is like, it can represent sometimes a dark night of the soul energy, but it's something coming to the end, is what I'm hearing. It's not like in the beginning of the dark night of the soul. You have been going through it. This is like at the end, and you are coming out of it. That's where the judgment, you are rising up. You have been at the depths. You have been frustrated and scared and like terrified, like whatever it was that you wanted wasn't coming forward for you. And you may have been like just begging for answers and praying and asking your guides and angels, what do I need to do? And if you notice the energy coming out of her, this is her soul rising up. And so this is your soul rising up out of the ashes, out of this tower moment, And finally gaining the clarity, gaining peace, gaining understanding, and being shown what direction to go in now. So then the other card that's next to the tower, I usually do a couple overall cards. Overall, the energy is there is the tower moment or the tower where it's something is changing. You see the lightning, something changes. All of a sudden, out of the blue, something in your life is going to be different. And again, very powerful change, very positive change, because next to it is the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is about communication, about thoughts, about what you are creating via your thoughts and your thinking and expression. Okay, so swords are all about how are you going to use your words? How are you going to communicate? How are you going to use your mind to manifest and create the life of your dreams? And there's something, this is about inspiration. So you may have some kind of an idea that is like, oh my gosh, like a lightning moment, right? Lightning bolt, like, wow, inspiration. Oh my gosh, I finally have the answer. Now I know what to do. Now I know what direction to go in. You're going to feel really good about this. Okay. This is a very positive change, is what I'm seeing from these cards. So the next couple of weeks, something is like, you get an answer, you get clarity, things become very obvious. Okay, yeah, I definitely need to move in this direction. And again, there could be some type of communication that is necessary to move you in this direction. But it is a very powerful interaction because of this lightning. And it feels, with the cards that I'm seeing, it feels like it's very profound and it is very like overdue. I just heard overdue, and like you're overdue for some type of a reward. You're overdue for some type of shift or change, and you will be seeing that coming forward in the next couple of weeks. So, um, what I'm hearing also with this Ace of Swords is if you're coming from a place of love, right, and you're communicating what you need to say, then you're doing everything that's necessary, right, for your growth, um, and for healing, to bring about healing. So just listen to your intuition, trust your guidance, trust your inner guidance. And, maybe you even want to keep a notebook or something where you write down inspired thoughts, that because you might get like a ton of ideas, you may feel like you have so many ideas you don't know where to start. Write them down and figure out, okay, what do I want to do first? What's the most important thing that I want to tackle? And then go after that. Okay, these are beautiful. This is a beautiful reading. I love it. Um, yeah, I know everybody's been feeling kind of stuck and stagnant and like just wanting to kind of break free, right? This feeling of like breaking free. That's where you're moving into. That's the energy you're moving into. So allow yourself to be in a place of, it's interesting, right to my throat chakra, with communication, be in a place of receptivity, be in a place of, right, of being, allowing yourself to communicate, whether with whoever it is that you need to communicate with, and being open. Okay, I just keep hearing being open. Um, you can't do it wrong. Just believe in yourself, trust in yourself. It's going to be okay, is what I'm hearing to tell you. And I love that. All right, I'm going to leave you with that, and then we're going to pull some other cards here from some of the other decks. All right. Let's do the Sword of Light first. So, all right. What is a good card for everybody from the Archangel Michael Sword of Light deck? Does everybody need to know? Aw, I love this. Okay. So it says someone new is coming into your life. So this could be a romantic connection. It could be a soulmate. It could be connected with work. But somebody new is coming forward, a powerful connection. It could be a friendship, like you might meet somebody where you're going to collaborate, you're going to do things together, you're going to work as a team. It could be where you meet up with somebody from your past, like a friend that you grew up with when you were younger, and you start communicating again, and you start forming a connection. I know I've had like some people reaching out to me too from my past. It's been very interesting. um, People I haven't talked to in years. I'm like, how did you even find me? So, anyways, so this is, connected with that type of energy. So you may have had people reaching out already, or they may continue to do that, but somebody's definitely coming forward into your life. This could represent that being a very powerful connection and partnership. It says an important new relationship is on the horizon. Open your mind and heart so that happiness can enter your life. I love it. Okay, so that's a great card from the Archangel Michael deck. And especially right for this month, for February, the month of love. Okay, the next card, well, we're going to do one from the romance angels. We just did one basically, right? That's so interesting that came through. So let's see, what do the angels want to tell us about relationships? This doesn't always have to do with romantic relationships either. This could be because, I'm doing a reading for everybody as a collective, and I'm doing the reading for everybody. So this is overall energy. Take what resonates with you and leave the rest. If something doesn't fit for you, that's okay. Take what fits, take what works for you, take what you resonate with. All right, what does everybody need to know from these cards about relationships? Okay, so the card that was coming out is give your relationship a chance. It says work on your partnership. So there's something about working on a relationship, working on a partnership. Again, it doesn't have to be a romantic connection. It could be a friendship. It could be connected with a child, sibling, somebody at work. Give your relationship a chance. Being open to work on things. Like I was talking about earlier, communication. So that may be a big theme in the next couple of weeks about communication, clearing the air, clearing things up. Honoring, listening. I'm hearing listening as well, both sides listening. And if you're not really sure what to say, it's okay for you to just take some time to figure out what you want to say. And actions too. I'm hearing something about actions. So you may have to take some time to see actions of the person and see if they're willing to make changes. It's so interesting. I've been listening to this guy, Jimmy on relationships. He's on Facebook and he's on YouTube. Some of the things that he posts are so funny, but it's really about relationships, and he cracks me up because he really talks about how both women and men, masculine, feminine energies, right? He elaborates on how to communicate, and it's so difficult, regardless of a romantic relationship. It can be difficult in any relationship that we're in, friendships, work situations, being able to communicate our needs and speak clearly, and not only that, but to be understood too, and to be communicating in a way that's effective. And a lot of times we resort to communicating the way that we were when we were younger. And recently I had a situation with a relative of mine where this person was trying to do something nice for me, but the way that they were going about it was talking to other people in a negative way around me, and it was very difficult for me to deal with that. They were trying to do something nice for me, but the overall energy was disrespectful to other people, and I didn't like it, and I ended up saying something, and the person just didn't want to understand, doesn't know how to understand, because they're operating on a way of being from the time, from younger. So from the time that they've been younger, that's the energy that they have always operated from. And it's a very defensive energy. It's a very um, feeling like other people are attacking, this person. And it makes it really hard to have a conversation with somebody when they're not open to receiving honest criticism or honest, you know, me being able to say like I don't like that around me. And the my relative doesn't understand because they're operating from something that was created in their lifetime when they were younger, and they're still continuing to do that. And so I have evolved and changed how I respond or how I react. And I'm still at work in progress. I'm not perfect. None of us are. And there are things that I'm continuously needing to learn as well. So it's one of the reasons I've been kind of listening to this Jimmy on relationships, because he's cracking me up. And there's so much that's relevant too, because he talks a lot about different different ways of being, both women and men, and how we can communicate and not hear each other. It's like we want to be able to hear each other and we want to connect, but a lot of times we're not doing that, and we're not even realizing what we're doing wrong. And um my relative, what I noticed in the conversation of me communicating what I was feeling was a complete lack of consideration. It was this very interesting. It was like slow motion, and it was almost like I saw the younger child in this person, and I saw them responding from that wounded and hurt child. And I knew I wasn't going to get anywhere, but it was still very important for me to communicate how I felt about the situation. And afterwards, I had to take a few days just to kind of work through that and figure out, what do I do now? Because it's kind of like at a standstill, but I've done my part, right? Which I was talking about with these cards, which was interesting that's coming up. I did my part in the conversation, and I can only be responsible for my side. And I said what I needed to say in a very respectful way, and I wasn't being disrespectful or anything. And I have to let go, right, of the other person, how they're going to choose to respond. And that was the part that I had to really work through. Um, because if they could, I can see clearly if they could do it differently, they would be happier. And that was my goal. Like, I didn't want them to be so upset. I didn't want them to have to like feel like they have to fight for everything and everybody's out to get you. And I'm like, they're not out to get you. But this person isn't seeing it that way based on how she was when she was younger raised. Okay, my relative just felt this. She feels like she has to be very defensive and she has to be on the attack all the time. And I don't operate from that way. So it's difficult to be in that energy. And me voicing that wasn't heard very much, very clearly. So my point, and the reason that they're bringing this up, is because there are going to be certain situations where you're going to need to communicate or be able to communicate or say what you need, even if the other person doesn't hear you, even if they don't understand, it's still you have to voice your concerns. And if you're not getting anywhere, if you're not making any progress, then you're going to have to reevaluate that. And you're going to have to really look at, um, is this relationship worth me continuing moving forward? But this is saying to give your relationship a chance, give your partnership a chance, talk through things, and with an open mind. Be open to hearing all sides, be open to expressing, and as long as it's respectful, right, communication, as long as there's no name calling, and people are, both sides want to communicate, as long as you have both sides that have this, yes, I care about how you feel. That's what this card represents. If you are working with somebody or talking to somebody where they don't care about how you feel, you don't have a relationship and you can't get anywhere. You're never going to get anywhere. You have to have it reciprocated. It has to be a mutual energy of I care about you and I care about how you feel. If they don't, then they have their ego is up or there's a block, and that's on their end or potentially on your end. If you are blocking that, and you're not listening to what somebody else has to say and you're defensive, you need to release that. If you feel like the relationship is worth it, open up, be open, allow the communication, allow yourself to feel and understand what somebody else is saying and how they're feeling about it. Okay, again, without judgment, without criticism, without shaming or blaming, being this is how I feel, and I'm not trying to hurt you with this. This is just something that I'm experiencing. And the other person needs to be understanding and receptive to that. It doesn't mean that you are saying that they're a bad person. Like, I wasn't saying to my relative, you're a bad person. I was just saying the way that you're handling this, it puts people on the defensive. But my relative wasn't open to hearing that. She only felt like I was criticizing, and I wasn't criticizing. I was just merely saying you could probably get a better result if you didn't go at it that way. But again, you have to have somebody who wants to work on themselves, who wants to change, who wants to be introspective. And being self-reflective. I actually used that word with this person. I said, you need to be self-reflective. And anyways, I will wrap up with that. Okay. You have to have somebody who wants to be self-reflective. If they're not, you're wasting your breath. But work on your relationship or try. How about that? Okay. All right, so I'm going to pull one more card and then we're going to wrap up. The Angels of Abundance deck. I'm going to pull one card from here because we actually have a lot of really good energy, especially with retrograde, right? Jupiter being out of retrograde, there's like good luck. So you have this potential for like more abundance coming in, for things to like start to open up financially. So you may see yourself really making some headway, making some progress here in the next couple of weeks financially. Okay. So I'm going to pull a card. What's for everybody's highest and greatest good from this Angels of Abundance deck? Let's see. Ooh, I love it. Okay. So this is Archangel Michael. He's really coming up today. Archangel Michael, I pulled one from the Sword of Light deck. That was the Archangel Michael deck. Obstacles and blocks are being lifted. Love it. All your good personal work and your positive energy shift have overcome previous obstacles and blocks are lifted away. You will now experience progress and forward movement with your projects. Stay centered in gratitude to ensure that your flow of abundance continues. Yay! I love it. I love it. Well, that's a great message to end our energy forecast on. Please leave me a comment or a message, reach out to me. Let me know how this reading has impacted you and helped you in whatever way. I'd love to hear your stories. Thank you so much, everybody, and I will see you in a couple of weeks and do another one. Sending so much love to you. Mwah. Take care and have a wonderful Valentine's Day. Love you.